to the flop heads up.
What happens if they both miss? Well, not going to happen.
No, it's not. They
Check.
both take a flop of King Jack 8, and Kristofferson still playing,
Bet check.
as you would say, possum or conservative, the second pair.
Bloom needs a queen. He didn't hit it. And Kristofferson might decide his pair of jacks is way the best.
Check.
Still going to give plenty of respect to Darren Bloom, who now
Bet check.
decides to take the free card to make the straight.
Has not come. He's being very careful with his chips.
I think Kristofferson can make a nice value bet here. He
12.
has to know he has the best
20,000.
hand, because Darren certainly wouldn't have checked a king twice in a row. Only hand he could possibly be beat by is maybe 2 queens, so I like the value bet here.
Well, Bloom has 64,000 if he folds. If he calls and loses, it'll be 44. That's it's a big difference, isn't it?
Certainly is, and what gives Darren Bloom cause and pause to ponder is that there are quite a few hands, among them Queen 10, that Kristofferson could have called the raise with his stack before the flop and is trying to take it away here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems I guess Bloom must be thinking, his 10 doesn't play. If Kristofferson is bluffing with like ace-7 or something like that, he's got a split pot.
Certainly does, and the other possibility, a busted backdoor flush draw, but I think he'll figure out that his opponent could equally have 2 3s or 2 4s, 2 5s, something like that, and he likes to give it up, and rightly so. To the suite it goes, another pot.
Okay. Can you
Yeah,
give me one
cagey
then?
hand there
So that
for the
one point?
Swede, and Darren Bloom lost
choose
the
myself.
minimum.
So it's fair.
Leaderboard as we enter 5 and 10,000. Kristofferson has just rolled on Britannia, and the Englishmen in this heat having no luck so far.
Roll out the barrel. Wow, you know, the surprising thing there is that I would have thought the stacks would have been more even keeled above 100,000 with the 3 competitors moving forward. Instead, it is
Had a
Paul
feeling.
Kristofferson who has established a dominating chip lead and continues on that course.
I mean, the blind's 5 and 10,000 now. That is going to get this party started for sure, isn't it, Kenna?
Well, absolutely, especially from the shorter stacks. Harry D, the owl there, starting to feel some heat. How will he react with hands such as these? They're kind of the mediocre holdings. They're not trash like that, and can be tempting to play when you're on the short stack.
Wow, Darren Bloom gets a walk around, and unclear what his intentions would have been with the crabs in the big blind, but great result.
Better get a seat at the game if I keep sort of passing the small blinds, you know. Get a burger or something at half time, yeah. Get a hamburger or something at half time.
Darren takes the view that he's happy to listen but doesn't feel obligated to respond. And I think that's a good strategy sometimes at a poker table.
All eyes on this man and the towering chips in front of him.
I'm nice. I'm nice. You get a good feeling?
Tony G was giving him the look from
Yeah.
across the table.
He must have gotten a threatening look because he changed his mind. He was going to come after. Tony G is not one you want to try and rob from.
He's got the good sense. I'm trying for everyone.
Small blind play from Darren Bloom. And he's going to need heart if he wants to take on Tony G right now.
Well,
Everyone's very good.
they fold to Tony G. That's a blind you don't want to attack. Tony G will assault you,
How big that
if
was.
not with his chips, with his verbiage,
I know I was behind.
and punish you one way or
That
the
was
other.
the action hand. The hand I couldn't fold.
You know, one thing that you do have to consider when playing against Tony G is the verbal humiliation you might suffer as a result.
Well, Tony's happy to give it to you whether or not
Straight
he
away, I
beats you.
felt like he played a hand.
He's not a prejudiced man in that respect. But you're right. He can make that walk away from the table pretty painful, can't he?
Oh, when he starts bowing and waving and singing bye, bye, bye. Oh, my goodness. I haven't been on the other end of that, thank goodness, but it can't be fun.
He's announced all
I'm a
in
gambler.
against the chip leader, but he's got the goods at this juncture.
Well, let's
Yeah,
see.
nothing to
Let's look
lose.
down.
How much is it?
Oh, look at this. He finds Christofferson with a weaker ace.
That's the
How
bad
fortuitous would
That's
this
the bad
be?
news. Then you get some good news too.
Should he call and
poker
double up
for it.
here
Yeah, I mean-
against the chip leader?
Christofferson called McGill with less, ace 4 to be exact. Is it same again?
No, much different. Tony G has a much bigger stack. At that time, John McGill had like 31,000.
He has announced call.
Wow.
And Tony G flipping
Isn't that
over
bad?
quick doesn't yet know if he's beat. He's not.
You got a discount of 10,000.
Rubbing his hands with glee.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting if it was the other way around, though.
Be interesting if the 9 comes. 66.
Tony G looking for an interesting 9 to lock this one up as we go to the flop. His life on the line.
Be exciting if they both come.
Kenna, this could
As if
be
you
the
were
seminal
going for a
moment in this heat.
Here it is.
Poker, I don't care.
King 5-3, safe for Tony G so far. He's got 2 cards to dodge.
I support diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, the low
I support a
cards
9.
mean the 9 has an extra chance to play. It's almost certain it will.
Tony G asking for cards as if he needs
7,
them. He
9.
just needs 2 blanks in the gun.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
It's
Now
a
6,
4.
a lot of cards.
That adds 4 more outs.
Oh, plenty more. Any diamond here, Kenna.
Oh, yep. Sure is. Always the drama. Always the sweat. The river.
Or a 4.
Pair of 4s, ace, king, 9,
Just outbeat you by
plays.
a little bit of a...
By the hair of his chinny chin chin.
I always have it.
Does that little
Sort it
pig
out with
survive?
I'm not a pretender. I'm a genuine poker player. Front up, I'm always in front. You'd be surprised if you look at tournaments how many times I'm in front when it all goes in. I'm really good at that.
By a
I got
factor
rated
of
the best
many.
player after all the money goes in. Always in front. Sick. You look at me, you think the guy's a loop, right? He's
If you keep saying it, it's going to start to stick.
Tony G on the move with a double through. You could have bet your life that Tony wasn't going to step out of this one quietly, and something tells me that the volume knob is only going to get louder.
Look at him. The guy's a loop. Or is he, Kenna James?
Well, loop or lap. He's lapped up some chips from the chip leader, and it's probably just as well as the other players look at him at the table because nobody was slowing Paul Christofferson down to this point. So that'll put a little bit more balance into this event.
I mean, a balance, or it could be a complete mantle change. I mean, will Tony G just start to put on the pressure?
Well, I don't think so. I think Tony G will be relieved that he is out of immediate danger and let somebody else sit there for a while.
Happy he's got plenty more to say and plenty more time to say it. The Tony G train starting to pick up steam.
The big switcheroo, Tony G going from out to double up. And psychologically, Kenna, how is Christofferson going to react to the withering pressure that Tony G might exert?
Well, some of that pressure, like I said, coming from the verbal warfare which has started between him and the Swede. Let's see if it continues.
You want me to count it for you? I could tell you what you got left before you could.
Darren Bloom
You
with
want
a
to bet?
decision. You know, Tony
How about
G,
200?
Paul Christofferson still has the chip lead, but he probably doesn't feel like it.
I'll raise it.
Raise.
Raisey.
That's enough for G to get off to the races with ace duck.
Well, you called it. I thought he would be comfortable with his newfound fortune,
One good, one
but
bad.
16 to call.
not so. He's going to put the pressure